Yes.
Well, it is already just this, whatever might seem to be happening, talking about the weather, uh, signing some papers, walking around, drinking the tea. It's just already everything expressing as that. There's nothing separate from this already. Making movements or movements that seem to be happening, they don't mean that it's not yet this, or talking about politics, um, about woodwork, thinking. It's already just what is expressing as that. So there's no separation. Even thinking that there's separation, it's just this appearing as that. Somebody looking for this, somebody trying to find this is already this. Looking for ways or means to look for this is already just this. So there's no separation. There's no one already who's outside of this, who's trying to become this, to become whole and complete. There's just a wholeness and completeness appearing as somebody who's trying to be whole and complete. There's no you to find this. There is no individual to collapse or to fall away already. There is no journey. There's nowhere to get to. There's nothing to achieve. There's simply what's happening, just this. And this is not a thing that can be pointed at. It's not a thing that can be held in view. It's not a thing that can be found. Even something, even what seems to be something looking to find this is just this. So there is no real something that is looking for this. It's just this already. And it's beautiful. It may appear to say, but I don't get it. it seems as if here, my experience, it seems as if I'm getting closer. My experience is, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm there, sometimes I feel like I'm not there. That's already this, which is already there, appearing as that. There's nobody to be there. There's nobody to travel, to be on the journey already. Even when it seems as if there's somebody who's struggling, there's already nobody who's struggling. It's just already what is this appearing as somebody who's struggling. So that's one who appears to be struggling can never really find, can never really be free, because that's one is already not there to be free from anything. And there's nothing to be free from. There's just simply what is this. There's already no heart to be open. It may appear to say, but my heart is open. It feels like, you know, my heart is closed. Even what appears to be that, even that too is just this expressing as that. Expressing as somebody who thinks that the heart is closed, it's not yet opened. There's no real heart to be opened or closed. There's just this. This, as it is already nothing, yet it's everything. There may seem to be a movement, but there's no real movement. It is just that which is unmoving, which doesn't move, appearing to move. But the movement itself, it is a dream. If it seems as if there's somebody who's moving, who's going somewhere, who's getting somewhere, it's just a dream appearing in this. And there's no dreamer. There's just dreaming happening. And a recognition that it's just a dream. It doesn't belong to anyone. It is already this, recognizing that it's just a dream. There's no real somebody who's getting anywhere, who's on the journey, who's traveling, who's getting closer, who's getting further away, who's losing anything. There's no real somebody. It's just already this, which is unmoving, which is always here, as nothing appearing as that. And this is not a man or a woman. This is not a thing that can be pointed at. It's not a human being.
Be that as it may. I'm trying to get it so that the rain doesn't get on the computer. But that I still have enough bandwidth.
Okay.
It's better. That looks quite nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
I had a question about last week's homework.
Okay.
You said just to sit and make no effort. But you weren't talking about just sitting. You were just talking about trying to live effortlessly, I think. You know, like making effort when you're doing anything. That was the way I interpreted it, but I wasn't sure. Which did you mean?
I actually meant that like in your own spare time when you're not at work, maybe you're not doing your so-called meditation currently. You may just make no efforts.
You weren't implying that
Yeah.
I should make less effort everywhere?
Well, making an effort happens. Nobody's doing it. So there is an effort that seems to be made when we're going to work, doing anything, you know. But it's already impersonal. It's already impersonal. So it's just no one who's doing anything. It's just doing, happening, fixing the garden, walking, to work or to the store, happening, signing some papers. Yeah, I was actually referring to when you are sitting alone, just in your own spare time, doing nothing, just simply be, make no effort to. Well, it may seem as if when the effort is being made in it real, it may seem as if there is somehow getting seems to be missing this, but it's just a dream. It's in a dream. This can never be missed. Yeah. So
Uh, a lot of times I make an effort uh, beyond what is reasonable. I'll, if I've got some spare time, I'll pull out my phone and start playing chess against the computer. You know, which takes a lot of effort, right? Thinking effort. Okay. Or on Sunday, if there's some spare time, I'll go in the shed and work on something. And if there's nothing that I can do to speed up that process, then I'll work on something else. You know, that there seems to be a lot of effort coming from this one.
So when there's uh, when nothing is being done, when you're not doing anything, does it feel like this? Is there something that seems to say, well, you need to be doing something, you need to at
Yes.
least play chess or can't just sit. Did it like that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, if I'm outdoors or um something, I'll make the time to just relax. Um, and sometimes when I catch myself being like that, then I'll take some time to meditate or just observe. But in general, it's go, 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 do,
Yeah.
run around and just do things. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when there's a doing happening, right? There is that space which is not doing anything. There is that space that is always there. It's not doing anything. There's a doing happening in the space, just not doing anything, it's not making any efforts, it's not trying, it's not thinking, it's just there. And it is this that space that seems to appear as an activity, doing this, doing this. There is no somebody. And it is assumed that there is somebody who's doing something, but there's no one who's doing anything. It's just an empty doing.
So when there's dishes being done or when there's woodworking being done, that often creates the or work being done, that often creates the space for noticing beyond action, I guess. I don't know. If I'm washing dishes, my mind is occupied washing dishes and I can just observe, for example.
Yeah. You mean like sometimes there is that when you're doing something like washing dishes, there is that sometimes inquiry that seems to say, who's really doing this?
A little bit of that, but then also just appreciating this, you know,
Yeah.
just settling. Yeah. Otherwise, I get antsy. You know that word antsy?
And what?
Antsy.
Oh, yeah.
Antsy means you want to do something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's slang or not.
Yeah. In the midst of doing something, it's just an empty doing. There's nobody doing. That is where it can be noticed. So somehow it feels very lighter when it's recognized that it's just a doing, nobody's doing it. But when there's so much belief invested in the imaginary separate self, who's the do, and then they may seem as if, oh, there's so much to do, been doing this now, I need to, it's going to be a long way to go. Yeah, but when the belief is just doesn't arise, not there, then they'll be doing, just doing effortlessly. In a sense that there is no, that belief that there is somebody who's doing something is not there. Or it's not very strong. It's lighter. Even right now, there's nobody doing anything. It's just talking, happening, sitting, happening, waiting, happening, peace happening, joy happening. There's nobody who owns joy, who owns peace. It's not my peace. It's not my joy. It's just joy and peace happening. Same goes with anger. It's not my anger. It's not my frustration. It's not my confusion. It's not my responsibility. It's just a responsibility, confusion, anger, floating by. But if there's somebody who claims, oh, it's mine, and it may seem as if, how can you be so angry like this? It doesn't belong to anyone. It's just floating by like clouds in the sky. Clouds don't belong to the sky. They're just there. floating by. The sky doesn't claim to possess the clouds. These are my clouds, so I wish they could move in a certain direction. I don't like it when they are black clouds. I wish they could be only white clouds. It doesn't say like that. It's just there. Everything is happening. It's just simply happening. Clouds are not being done by the sky. So life is not being done by somebody. Just this, as it is not being done by somebody. It's just what seems to be happening. Something may seem to say, but when there is a doer, it feels very heavy. Then I may say, there's never been a doer. It's just assumption. It's just imagination that seems to arise in this as this, that seems to say, oh, I'm doing. But even that too is just what's happening. There's not an evidence when that happens that there is really somebody who's doing anything. It's just what seems to be happening. It doesn't belong to anyone. It's not going anywhere. Even that which seems to be trying to get rid of that is just this life happening. It's not somebody's life. And it's going nowhere. So anything may arise here. There might be the desire to levitate may suddenly arise there. And then there might be those practices towards uh, levitation happening there. There might be a desire to experience floating out of the body. That's just what's happening. There's no somebody who's doing that already. I'm drinking ginger and lemon and a green robust tea, and it's very nice. What are you drinking?
It's kava and ginseng.
Oh,
Do you know kava?
mm.
Yeah, kava and ginseng.
I know ginseng. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know how I settled on this. Uh, it seems to be good for me. I don't know.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I love it.
Wow.
I look forward to it in the evenings. If I work late, then I get antsy waiting for it. It has kind of a relaxing effect,
Yeah. I hope it doesn't have a caffeine.
No, no caffeine. I think kava's from your hemisphere. I think it's from I don't know, Philippines or something. I can't remember. Where they maybe it's like Vanuatu or something. One of those islands out in the South Pacific. Yeah, found it and make it from there.
Mm, nice.
It's- It seems sometimes that the experience of this oscillates between uh, love and just like a blank feeling of solidness or something. I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling when I'm meditating of just complete oneness and solidity. And then sometimes that just opens up to like a complete glowing love through everything. And sometimes just shuts back down, you know? It's like this,
Yeah.
it's not stable. This might be one thing, but it's
Yeah,
not
but
just one thing. The experience
yeah,
of it changes. Go ahead. Sorry.
it can be anything. It's already everything. It may seem as if it may express itself in what seems to be a limited way of being like somebody who's dual, who's trying to do, it may also be like detachment, watching, watching the door, something watching the door. Mm. It may also express as just, everything, everything, whole, whole and complete. Mm. But it's still just this. It may recognize itself as everything. It may see itself as everything. It may never, in some other time, it may never see itself, just nothing at all, nothing to see, just everything. Yeah, it is just this already. There may seem to be a variety there of things going on, but it is that which is whole and complete, appearing as that, or expressing as that. And it is enjoyed. It is enjoyed as well. It is the same vastness, expressing everything. It may express as forgetfulness, appearing as somebody who seems to be have forgotten what this is. But There's no real somebody who is forgotten about anything. It's just this already expressing events. It is always noticed that there's no somebody. Even right now, this conversation is empty. It's not even a conversation. It is just this vastness. That which is imagined is already not there. The separate self is imagined by no one. So it's already not there, even in the midst of trying to get rid of it. So this, exactly this, isn't being done by anybody. It's just this. And the story can be imagined as well. So can appear in this. But this as it is not a story. It's just this. But the story may seem to be imagined. Oh, and this and that happened. You know, yesterday this and that happened. But there is no real yesterday, and nothing ever happened. And this isn't going anywhere. It's just here. It's just this. It's nameless. It is empty. It's beyond any description. Can never be held in view. Can never be grasped. Because there's nothing to grasp it. Because it's everything. There's no separation. There's already nobody to know it. There's already nobody to become it. There's just it. Just this. Even that which seems to say, but there must be something other than this. It can't be just this. There must be something out there. That's already just this appearing as that.
Don't
But
you
it
think
seems
that,
I'm getting closer.
don't you think that there's a scheme of things, that there's patterns in this that I don't know, karma for lack of a better word, or balance, or synchronicity, these things that we experience in our lives that are obviously just part of this, but this has a scheme of things. The waves of the ocean have a scheme of things, a pattern which, once they go out, they must come back in with an equal force, for example, of the laws of physics. Don't you think that all of that is an expression of this and somehow points to deeper patterns?
Yeah, anything may seem to play out. Yeah, anything may arise. You know, there is so much space here that everything is allowed to be as it is. You know, there's no judgment. Anything may arise. Anything might be interpreted in many different ways. This as it is already meaningless, but different meanings may seem to appear. Somebody may say, oh, but I think it is like this. It's not like that. Somebody may come up with a different opinion, apparently. Say, oh, but according to my opinion, my honest opinion, I think this it seems to be like this, not like that. So you know, it's all just coming up in this.
You don't think there's anything beyond our opinions?
Sorry.
You don't think there's anything beyond our opinions about patterns of behavior and nature and everything?
Yeah, there may be a variety of opinions happening, you know. So there might be even a very how can I put it? A very high opinion or very enlightened, apparently, opinion that they seem to say, but it's still just
Well, I mean, I'm not really
this.
talking about opinions. I'm talking about, so like Nisargadatta says, the price of pleasure is pain. And the price of pain is pleasure, for example. You know, people experience them back to back in an equal measure. That's his opinion, I guess. But it also seems like the way that this manifests, there's patterns, you know. And sure, a lot of the patterns might be just my perception. I might perceive patterns for me, and they might be there, or they might be there, not be there, you know. My perception is my opinion. But don't you think that there's patterns that that
Yeah.
control things, you know, beyond our understanding even?
Yeah, you know, anything may arise here, anything may seem to play out, you know. There may be patterns, as you're saying, patterns happening, you know, or an opinion or thinking that there is something that is controlling what's just happening. It is just what's happening. That is what's happening
Sure,
already. It's just this.
right. I mean, I wasn't thinking about anybody controlling anything. Like, say, my homework from the other week
Yeah.
said, you know, sit and observe with no effort, right?
Yeah.
Well, a pattern would be that when you sit and observe with no effort, you notice things differently. That's a
Yeah.
pattern. And works for me, works for you, works for, of course, there is no me and there is no you. But within the illusion and within this, you know, if I go out and I yell at everybody on the street, ah, my life, people will yell back, for example, you
Yeah.
know, what you put out, the energy that you put out into the world comes back to you somehow. That energy flow, even though this might not even exist, that energy flow itself, like the ocean, seems
Yeah.
to be a consistent pattern, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. It's like when there's going and stealing something from the store, then the police will come and arrest. It's this. So yeah, it's that can happen. So that's everything is already an expression of this. Doing meditation, meditating, sitting alone may seem to make a difference. And that may seem to be different from the person who's shouting at other people, screaming. Yeah,
But I understand it's not. But I understand, there is no person meditating, there is no person screaming.
yeah,
I mean, and it's just a different energy patterns at different locations. Energy patterns themselves appear to obey laws that are beyond opinion, that we don't even know or understand. You know, we know some, maybe, and that may not even be constant. I don't know.
yeah. Anything may seem to play out, until it's exhausted itself. But it is just that which can never be seen, can never be known, can never be held as pressing. The story itself is beautiful. It's beautiful. And here, there isn't anything that is trying to get rid of the story, because the story is an expression of this. So everything is okay, is okay. But this, as it is not a story. Yet it may appear as a story. So it doesn't mind stories. It doesn't mind.
Anything may play out until it exhausts itself.
Yeah. Being somebody or thinking that there's somebody there may play out until it's exhausted. So until it's noticed that, oh, wasn't anybody, but a joke. It was. So it's beautiful. Beautiful. This doesn't mind, doesn't really mind. It sees without interest. Yes, that which seems to see with interest is just an appearance in it, which is also it. There's there's seeing right now. There's just seeing, and this seeing is empty. It has no seer. In the story, there may be a seer in the story, in a dream, claiming that, oh, I see this and that. And the labels also being added. I see the sky. I see the clouds. That's just a story. But the seeing itself is just nothing. It's nothing. It's empty. It's not my seeing. It's not your seeing. It's not a woman seeing. It's just seeing. It's not going anywhere. It's not trying. It's not expecting. It's not seeking. It's just seeing. And it sees nothing. And a body being destroyed or taken away, the seeing remains. So in the midst of what seems to be somebody who is a doer, who's trying to do things, it's already nothing. There's already nothing there. There's already nobody there. There's just emptiness. Somebody being there can only be imaginary, can only be imagined. Even that is just an expression of this. So there can be patterns, as you are saying, happening. Movement happening, sky happening, sitting happening, thinking happening. It is okay. It is okay. There's nothing to be fixed already. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to get rid of. That's just what's happening. Nothing to be done about what is, just what is. So here, there's really nobody to be misled. And this isn't talking to anybody. This has never spoken to anybody. There may be understanding or misunderstanding. It's just this. It doesn't have an owner. The thinking, the analyzing, the confusion, waiting, expecting doesn't have an owner. There's no owner. There's no possessor of that. It's just, it is just an empty appearance. Yes. An appearance that never even appeared. So it's nothing. It's a very nice view behind you.
Yeah, I'm getting in the way. You want to go out to the
Yeah.
forest?
Yeah.
Which you'll be able to see. It's not raining anymore.
Oh, nice.
You can just go. The sun is setting. The trees look so beautiful. There's algorithms that make the light lighter on that video. It's actually darker than it looks on the screen. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Can
Yeah.
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, I guess this is about as far as I can go with before the internet comes out. That beautiful. I can just come and
That's
sit here
very
anytime I
nice.
want.
Very good. Yeah.
There's a little shed. You can't really see it, but it's right in front of the we put all our crap in, gardening stuff. There's the shed that's I was sitting in, and there's a house in the garden. It's all very
Very
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
So there are no
Okay.
squirrels at night.
There's I don't know where they go, but apparently, we had a problem with the truck, and Melissa brought it in, and you'll never guess what happened to the truck. The squirrels ate the fuel line. The,
Wow.
the squirrels actually
Yes,
ate where
yes.
the gas comes. It's apparently made out of soy. I don't know, some sort of soy
Yeah.
plastic. I don't know. And it's the second time it's happened. The first time they said she didn't recognize it as the same problem, but so the squirrels now know that they can attack our truck. The guy who shoots the squirrels is starting to look a little wiser. So I don't
And
know
the
what we're gonna
squirrels
do.
themselves are becoming like mice.
Yes. Yep. They know where they can get food. And it feels like in general they're just sort of at war with the, you know, house. So maybe it's because they don't like me
Wow.
meditating in the forest. They say, okay, well, you meditate in the forest. I'm gonna eat your trucks. Eat your truck.
You are
That's our
like an
first story.
intruder.
Yeah, they don't like the intruder.
Maybe they've been trying to communicate with you, but
All right, Nkosi, I'm gonna go inside. Thank you so much. Happy Easter. I will talk to you next Tuesday.
yeah, thank you. Happy Easter too. See you too.